we are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. Yesterday we heard King Parikshit inquired from Shukadev Goswami, how did Narad Muni, whose hearers are as fortunate as those instructed by Lord Brahma, explain the transcendental qualities of the Lord, who is without material qualities, and before whom did he speak? This is Guru Parampara. So yesterday we heard, but not till the end, the commentary. Therefore, wherever Narada Muni goes, he represents himself as authorized by the Lord, and his appearance is as good as that of the Supreme Lord. Similarly, the disciplic succession, which strictly follows the transcendental instruction, is the bona fide chain of disciplic succession, and the test for such bona fide spiritual masters is that there should be no difference between the instruction of the Lord originally imparted to his devotee and that which is imparted by the authority in the line of disciplic succession. How Narada Muni distributed the transcendental knowledge of the Lord will be explained in later cantos. But this does not mean only theoretical knowledge. Transcendental knowledge, not only theoretical, because Brahmanishta means realization he must have, then there will be no difference, because truth is truth. Truth is always truth, eternal truth. Whoever can see the truth, Tattvadarshi, in Gita, Krishna says, Jnaninas Tattvadarshina, those who have seen the truth, they can speak the truth, and that truth will be same as spoken by one or another, because truth is same, eternal truth, absolute truth. It will appear also that the Lord existed prior to the material creation, and therefore his transcendental name, quality, etc. do not represent any material quality. Whenever, therefore, the Lord is described as aguna, or without any quality, it does not mean that he has no quality, but that he has no material quality, such as the modes of goodness, passion, or ignorance, as the conditioned souls have. He is transcendental to all material conceptions, and thus he is described as aguna. Because here in this verse, this word came, agunasya, of the Lord without gunas. That is, nirguna means no material qualities, but unlimited transcendental qualities. Etat, that is why Guru must be realized soul. Because if someone did not see the truth, then he cannot properly understand the Shastra. Shastra will say aguna, and based on that, he will not understand what this means. So that is why it is everywhere in Shastra stated that Guru must have Vedic knowledge and must receive mantra from bona fide perceptorial channel, but also he must be realized soul, Tattvadarshi. Then he can explain the truth as it is revealed in Shastra and direct perception, everything he can say. Etat veditum ichami tattvam tattvavidam vara harer adbhuta viryasya katha loka sumangala. The king said, I wish to know narrations concerning the Lord, who possesses wonderful potencies, are certainly auspicious for living beings in all planets. Again, I wish to know. Narrations concerning the Lord who possesses wonderful potencies are certainly auspicious for living beings in all planets. Kata yasva mahabhago lokas manglam. Yes, for all planets. Here, Sai Maharaj is telling SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, which is full of narrations of the activities of the Supreme Lord, is auspicious for all living beings residing in every planet. One who takes it as belonging to a particular sect is certainly mistaken. SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM is certainly a very dear scripture for all the devotees of the Lord, but it is auspicious even for the non-devotees also, because it explains that even non-devotees hovering under the spell of material energy can be delivered from such clutches if they hear the narration of the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM with devotion and attention from the right source, representing the Lord by disciplic succession. Our Gurudev many times said, when some point came up, then he said, SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM was not written by Gauriya Math. SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM is written by Vyasadeva and it is eternal. We are only following what is stated there. So you cannot accuse us that is your Gauriya Math philosophy, but we don't believe. No, Bhagavatam is not written by Gauriya Math. It is eternal truth. And not only in Bhagavatam, in all Shastras, you will find the Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana explained. And that is the truth which is realized by realized souls in disciplic succession, and they can speak and reveal that. Kata yasva mahabhago yataham akilatmani Krishna niveshya nihsangam manas tyakshe kalevaram. O greatly fortunate Shukadev Goswami, please continue narrating SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM so that I can place my mind upon the Supreme Soul, Lord Krishna, and being completely freed from material qualities, thus relinquish this body. So you speak, I will hear. Gurudev said, if we speak worldly things, then how Krishna will come to our mind? If we hear worldly things, how Krishna will come to our mind? We have to hear about Krishna and speak about Krishna, then remembrance of Krishna will come and we will be delivered from all problems. Shrinvata Shraddhaya Nityam Grinatascha Sva Cheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagavan Bhishate Hride. Our Gurudev used to repeatedly say this verse. Even in Slovenia recording you will find he saying. And he said, Vyasadeva is saying this. If we will not follow this, then what Gurudev, our Gurudev Vyasadeva, what he will think if we will not follow? Persons who hear SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead Shri Krishna manifested in their hearts within a short time. Because when Gurudev came in Slovenia in 2002, then I told him, here not so many devotees will come, so at least you can take some more rest. Then Gurudev just smiled. In private I told him. Then in Harikatha, Gurudev spoke this verse and said, Vyasadeva ordered us, Shrinvata Shraddhaya Nityam, with firm belief, Shraddhaya, that is, by serving Krishna you serve all. this belief. And nityam, always or daily, you have to hear Bhagavatam and speak. So if I will think, yes, it is very nice, I came to Slovenia, now I will take rest. No, that is not our Gurudev's order. Vyasadeva, our Gurudev's order is wherever you are and all the time you have to hear about Krishna and speak about Krishna. Then you can have a remembrance of Krishna. And that is the point of all this sadhana, to get remembrance, Krishna consciousness, that will liberate us and will take us to the lotus feet of Krishna. So Gurudev did not approve of my suggestion to take rest because it is not in accordance with order of Guru in preceptorial channel. Order of Guru is you have to daily hear and speak about Krishna. Pravishta karna randrena svanam bhava saroruham dunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yata sharad. Yes, Gurudev also, he told in that same Harikatha, you should not think about how many people are there, how many devotees. This is not the condition. If so many will come, then I will speak. If not so many, then I will not. Like, this should not be criterion or condition, or if they will give money or like, no. You have to serve Krishna. Then he said, Shukadev Goswami was sent by Krishna for one person only, for Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj renounced his kingdom and came there to Ganga, and then he surrendered to Krishna. Then Krishna sent Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev Goswami was sent for him. Others also gathered because they knew something will happen. But if there were no Parikshit Maharaj, there was no Parikshit Maharaj, then these others will also not come. So Shukadev Goswami was sent for one person. So why we should see how many people will come? If less, then I will not speak. No. A real servant of Krishna does not think like that. He thinks that I have to serve Krishna. And Gurudev also gave example of Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj. In Mayapur, he was alone doing kirtan for the satisfaction of Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in front of his samadhi for hours together. Continuously, like 6 hours, doing kirtan alone for Prabhupada. So we should not be concerned about getting recognition or so many people like this. No, our target should be service of Krishna. In whatever circumstance we have to do. Prabhupada also told in his last message, don't be discouraged, seeing that most of the people in this world are not accepting Krishna Bhakti. Most, that is far majority. So don't be discouraged because of that. You should hear and speak about Krishna always. Don't give up this. So our primary duty is, I have to serve Krishna. And Prabhupada also told to our Parangurudev, a few months before disappearance in Sarbo Gauriya Math in Assam, there was another disciple of Prabhupada, they are local, so he was to make arrangement for the Prabhupada stay and for installation of deities and everything. And Parangurudev was also sent a few days before Prabhupada to that place, and he saw that that devotee did not do his, did not make any arrangement, but Parangurudev did not complain or criticize him or something. He just saw, okay, this is the situation. Prabhupada will come after a few days. So immediately Parangurudev took the task of making all arrangements. And he did for stay and for everything, but he could not gather bhoga for prasad. But when people started to come, when Prabhupada will come from distant places in Assam, walking, not by train or like walking, and because they have this nature to serve the sadhus, they heard some great sadhu is coming from Mayapur. So they themselves brought so much bhoga, rice, dal, sabji, oil, spices, wheat for chapati, everything they brought. Ghee also. So there was no shortage. There were heaps of bhogas. So when seeing this, Prabhupada told to our Parangurudev, this is very good place. People here are naturally inclined to serve sadhu, so you should preach here. That was direct order to our Parangurudev there. That is why our Parangurudev first started his preaching in Assam, on the order of Prabhupada. He never did anything on his own thinking, always serving on the order of Prabhupada, everything. So what happened, another God brother, he wanted to complain against that disciple who did not make arrangement. And he was repeatedly telling to Parangurudev, you should tell this to Prabhupada, that devotee did not do his duty. But Parangurudev did not want to say this to Prabhupada. Why to disturb him? And we made arrangements, so what is it? But that it was senior God brother was repeatedly telling that he should tell this to Prabhupada. So then Parangurudev, to follow the order or instruction of senior God brother, then he came to Prabhupada and told him that Prabhu, he did not do his duty. Then Prabhupada became very angry on Parangurudev. Why you are eto chao keno, eto kosto pao keno in Bangla. Eto chao keno, eto kosto pao keno means why you want so much and why you are troubled so much because of that. He's an ordinary devotee. You should not expect so much from him. Why you are? Then Parangurudev, inside, he did not say anything outside, but inside he was thinking, yes, I did not want to complain, but I had to follow that. So he did not argue anything back, he just accepted. Then Prabhupada immediately changed the mood and he said, you know, Radharani, she is the major domo. Prabhupada used this word, major domo or mayor domo or something. I don't know how to correctly pronounce major domo. Means she is thinking, I'm responsible for all service of Krishna. It is my responsibility for all the service of Krishna. And if someone comes to help her, she will be grateful for that assistance, but never she will complain why that is not doing any service, why this is not doing, why all this. No, never. She thinks it is my responsibility. Like that, you should also think that your service to your Gurudev is fully your responsibility from A to Z. For all the service to your Gurudev, it is your full responsibility. If someone comes to help you, assist you, then you should be grateful. But you should not expect from others that they have to like this. It is wholly your responsibility. So in that way, Prabhupada blessed our Parangurudev there, and he gave him all these instructions. And Prabhupada, means Parangurudev, he fully in toto followed everything to the letter, what Prabhupada told him to do. That is why he was everywhere, he was successful. Ultimately also it was he who was successful in recovering the birthplace of Prabhupada in Puri. Many others, they tried and with big money, and but Parangurudev got it, means by the desire of Prabhupada. So it was very difficult. So Parangurudev had that complete surrender to Prabhupada. That is why he got all powers, and he did preaching all over Assam. Everywhere you will find mats. And he went to crush that Mayavad fort in Punjab. All Mayavadis there. Now they all became devotees by the preaching of Parangurudev. So not ordinary person. So this is the point that you should think it is my responsibility. I have to, like Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, it is my responsibility to serve Krishna. Whether others are doing or not, that is not my concern. My concern is I have to do service to Gurudev, to Krishna. That is why he was not concerned how many people will come to hear. No. He will do his service. And Prabhupada told in last message, don't be disheartened. Majority of people are not accepting Krishna Bhakti. That should not dishearten you or discourage you. You have to always chant and hear, remember Krishna, and go on doing this. You should never stop. Being humbler than a blade of grass, more tolerant than tree. And not only that, Prabhupada told in last message, there will be hundreds of harassments. People will criticize you. They will say you are stupid. Why you are stupid? You are a foolish person. And they will criticize you, harass you, even beat you or whatever. Still, in spite of all those things, you should never give up hearing and chanting about Krishna. That is one kind of test also by Maya Devi. She will examine us whether we are really sincere to serve Krishna or not. Those who are sincere, they will do bhajan in all circumstances. The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the super soul, that is to say, SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM is sound incarnation of Lord Krishna. Enters into the heart of a self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanses the dust of material association, such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water. So when you hear about Krishna, those thoughts are heavy thoughts. And all light thoughts, worldly thoughts will be purged out. That is the only procedure, how to cleanse your consciousness, by inviting Krishna through the sound, by hearing about him and chanting about him. Dhau Tatma Purusha Krishna Pada Mulam na Munchati Mukta Sarva Parikleshah Pantah Svasharanam Yata. A pure devotee of the Lord, whose heart has once been cleansed by the process of devotional service, never relinquishes the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, for they fully satisfy him, as a traveler is satisfied at home after a troubled journey. One who actually got contact, he cannot give up that. Back home, back to Godhead. Home is always comfortable after some troubled travel. So like that, those who reach their home at the lotus feet of Krishna, they can never give up that for any other proposal. Jat adhatu mato brahman deharambo sya dhatu bih yadrichaya hetu nava bhavanto janate yata. O learned Brahmana, the transcendental spirit soul is different from the material body. Thus he acquired the body accidentally or by some cause. Will you kindly explain this? For it is known to you. Asit yat udarat padmam loka samstana lakshanam yavan ayam vai purusha iya ta vayaveh pritak tavan aso iti proktah samstavaya vavan iva. If the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose abdomen the lotus stem sprouted, is possessed of a gigantic body according to his own caliber and measurement, then what is the specific difference between the body of the Lord and those of common living entities? Ajah srijati bhutani bhutatma yat anugrahat dadrishe yena tatrupam nabi padma samudbhava. Brahma, who was not born of a material source, but of the lotus flower coming out of the navel abdomen of the Lord, is the creator of all those who are materially born. Of course, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to see the form of the Lord. Sa chapi yatra purusho vishwastiti udbhava pyaya muktvatma maya mayesha shete sarva guha shaya. Please also explain the personality of Godhead, who lies in every heart as the Supersoul and as the Lord of all energies, but is unattached by his external energy. Our Parangurudev, in order to, that is Srila Bhakti Daita Madhav Gosai Maharaj, in order to follow the order of Prabhupada, he was preaching in Assam from village to village and undergoing much difficulty. Sometimes there was flood and he had to stay on some, like, I don't know, that house on wooden pillars, little up like this. So much trouble, but he never complained anything. He was only following the order of Prabhupada, and he was successful. So many souls he awakened. I heard from Gurudev that how much he was undergoing trouble for following the order of Prabhupada. He was preaching everywhere in difficult circumstances, but he never gave up. He was doing Shravan Kirtan all the time and encouraging, and also if some disciples, they had problems, some there in one place they wanted to kill them, then Parang Gurudev solved everything. So we cannot imagine how they are surrendered. And because they are surrendered, they have all powers, they can tolerate everything, and their target is only to satisfy Krishna, to bring those souls to the lotus feet of Krishna, to satisfy him. So this surrender is necessary. Once in America also, our Gurudev was a bit disappointed by speaking with some disciples of Srila Sai Maharaj that they were trying like this, but Gurudev told them, you cannot preach by means of money and these things. That is not possible. How much money your Gurudev had? Nothing. The point is, he was surrendered to his Gurudev. By that power, he was preaching and rescuing others. So if you want to preach, you have to do the same thing. You have to completely surrender to your Gurudev. Then by his grace, you can get that strength, spiritual strength, not some material assets or money like this. That will not help. You need spiritual strength. That will come from your Gurudev. He got it from his Gurudev. So you can also get it, but you have to completely surrender to him. Then you can be successful. Purusha va yaver lokah sapalah purva kalpita loker amushya va yava sapaler iti shushruma. O learned Brahmana, it was formerly explained that all the planets of the universe with their respective governors are situated in the different parts of the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. I have also heard that the different planetary systems are supposed to be in the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. But what is their actual position? Will you please explain that? Yavan kalpo vikalpo va yata kalo numiyate bhuta bhavya bhava chabda ayur manam chayat sata. Also, please explain the duration of time between creation and annihilation, and that of other subsidiary creations, as well as the nature of time, indicated by the sound of past, present, and future. Also, please explain the duration and measurement of life of the different living beings known as the demigods, the human beings, etc., in different planets of the universe. Also, there are examples. Prabhupada told to that. He was brahmachari at that time, Sarveshwar brahmachari. He told him, you will have to represent Gauriya Mat in that religious conference of all. And Sarveshwar brahmachari became afraid. How I have no knowledge, no education, no this, how I will. And he tried to make Prabhupada understand through some other devotees that he should better send someone else, because I have no knowledge and like this. Prabhupada said, no, he will have to go. He should go. So, because he was surrendered soul, then by the grace of Prabhupada, he was very successful. Everywhere in newspaper, everywhere, they were singing the glories of that brahmachari, how he spoke nicely about Shastra Siddhanta there. So the point is surrender. By surrender you get. And there was another one, Aranya Maharaj. He was illiterate, but he was hearing Prabhupada's Harikatha, fully surrendered to him, and Prabhupada also ordered him that he should preach, so he was fully successful. Wherever he went, people, they thought he's very learned, but he was illiterate. Even he spoke some English words, which he heard from Prabhupada, and all they were awakened, because that is required. Surrender, a spiritual force. That spiritual force will touch the Atma of others. That will awaken, that will be beneficial. Not money or so much scholarship, external scholarship or these things. That will not help, nor yourself nor others. But complete surrender and following the order of Gurudev, serving Krishna. By serving Krishna, you will also automatically encourage others. Kalasyanu gatiryatu lakshyaten vibrihati api yavatyah karma gatayo yadrishir dvija satama. O purest of the Brahmanas, please also explain the cause of the different durations of time, both short and long, as well as the beginning of time, following the course of action. Yasmin karma samavayo yatha yeno pagrihyate gunanam guninam chaiva parinamam abhipsatam. Then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of the reactions resulting from different modes of material nature act upon the desiring living being, promoting or degrading him among the different species of life, beginning from the demigods down to the most insignificant creatures. Everyone is under the influence of that karma, reactions to actions, that is taking them to different places. Bhu Patala Kakup Vyoma Graha Nakshatra Bhupritam Sarit Samudra Dvipanam Sambhavas Chaitat Okasam. O best of the Brahmanas, please also describe how the creation of the globes throughout the universe, the four directions of the heavens, the sky, the planets, the stars, the mountains, the rivers, the seas, and the islands, as well as their different kinds of inhabitants, take place. Pramanam anda koshasya bahya vyantara bhedataha mahatam chanu charitam varna ashrama vinishchaya. Also, please describe the inner and outer space of the universe by specific divisions, as well as the character and activities of the great souls, and also the characteristics of the different classifications of the castes and orders of social life. Jugani jugamanam cha dharma yascha yuge yuge avataranu charitam yat ascharya tamam hare. Please explain all the different ages in the duration of the creation and also the duration of such ages. Also tell me about the different activities of the different incarnations of the Lord in different ages. Nrinam sadarano dharma savisheshash cha yadrisha shreninam rajarshinam cha dharma krichreshu jivatam. Please also explain what may generally be the common religious affiliation of human society as well as their specific occupational duties in religion, the classification of the social orders, as well as the administrative royal orders, and the religious principles for one who may be in distress. So you see here Parikshit Maharaj is requesting to hear about all these things. He did not say, you please speak Ras Leela to me. That will automatically come when you are eligible by gradual procedure. One who has greed, strong desire to serve Krishna, naturally, he is eligible. Not all. So, that greed also means there are no other desires anymore, no anarthas are there. So in that, then you can. Although Jiva Goswami and Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur also, they told that if by association, by the grace of some powerful, means all powerful, those who are Aganuga devotees, someone gets appreciation for Agamark, then he may start also, but how much he is qualified on his level and together with Vaidhi Bhakti. That is necessary before you attain Ruchi stage, that Jiva Goswami spoke, that one may practice even before attaining Ruchi, but in this way, how much he is qualified and together with Vaidhi, so bona fide Guru will engage him in that way, not in an unauthorized something, no rules, no this. That is for some other targets. Tattvanam parisankyanam lakshanam hetu lakshanam purusha aradhana vidhir yogasya dhyatmikasya cha. Kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation, the number of such elementary principles, their causes and their development, and also the process of devotional service and the method of mystic powers. Yogeshva Reishvarya Gatir Linga Bhangastu Yoginam Vedopaveda Dharmanam Itihasa Puranayo. What are the opulences of the great mystics? And what is their ultimate realization? How does the perfect mystic become detached from the subtle astral body? What is the basic knowledge of the Vedic literatures, including the branches of history and the supplementary Puranas? Linga Bhanga hoy anayase. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote one song based on Nam Ashtaka by Rupa Goswami. Taba Svalpa Spurti Pai Ugra Tapa Dure Jai Linga Bhanga hoy anayase. Jai, that song, Jai Jai Harinam Chidanandam Ritadam Paratata Akshara Akar. A very nice song. It's a very nice song. Jai Jai Harinam Chid Anandamritadam. You are transcendental nectar, spiritual Chidanamritadam, abode. And Jai Jai Harinam Chidanandamritadam Paratattva Akshara Akara. You are supreme truth appearing in the form of syllables. And then further, if you go down, then you will come to that line. Taba Svalpa Spurti Pai. Ugra Tapa Dure Jai. Linga Bhanga Hoy Anayase. Here it is written Linga Bhangas, how yogis they cut subtle body. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, if someone gets slight appearance of you, means of Harinam, Taba Svalpa Spurti Pai, Ugra Tapa Dure Jai, all heavy Ugra means extreme suffering and heavy all these things, they will go very far away immediately. And Linga Bhanga Hoyanayase, your subtle body will be cut, destroyed very easily by only namapas, by glimpse of holy name. What to speak of pure name. So there. Samplavah Sarva Bhutanam Vikramah Prati Sankramah Ishta Purtasya Kamyanam Trivargasya Chayovidhi. If we are not experiencing the result of Namavas, our Gurudev told, it means there are some offenses in us still that we have to rectify by sadhu sangha and continuously chanting with surrender, with sincerity. When that wrong mentality, it may be subconscious, will be rectified, then you will attain that result. Also it is stated that if offenses are present, then if you give name to him, then he will not get the result quickly. It will take some time. Like wood, if it is wet, if you put fire near, then you will not immediately see how wood caught fire. But that does not mean that nothing is happening. First, the water will be gradually dried out from that wood. When the wood will be dry, then you will see that effect of burning. That does not mean that fire is not powerful, changing. No, he is powerful, but because the condition of that wood is like that, he is very wet, it will take some time, first drying and then like that. We have to chant Harinam, but we did so many things in past and we have so many bad tendencies and everything, so it will take some time. We have to go on sincerely chanting with patience and with prayer, with surrender. Then gradually we can come out from all these entanglements and then you can taste real name. Samplavah Sarva Bhutanam Vikramah Prati Sankramah Ishta Purtasya Kamyanam Trivargasya Cha Yo Vidhi. Please explain unto me how the living beings are generated, how they are maintained, and how they are annihilated. Tell me also of the advantages and disadvantages of discharging devotional service unto the Lord. What are the Vedic rituals and injunctions of the supplementary Vedic rites? And what are the procedures of religion, economic development, and sense gratification? Yo va nu shainam sarga pashandasya cha sambhava atmano bandha moksho cha vyavastanam swarupataha. Please also explain how, merged in the body of the Lord, living beings are created and how the infidels appear in the world. Also, please explain how the unconditioned living entities exist. Merged, when the dissolution is there, they are all merged in Mahavishnu, but then again they come out when new creation comes according to their karma from previous creation. But there are also some unconditioned living entities. How do they exist? So, further, Parikit Maharaj will request, but that we will hear on Sunday, because tomorrow Srila Bhakti Rakak Siddhanti Maharaj is coming here and we are having program with him. So we will continue this Skype on Sunday. I will also write here on chat.